Hello, Pinky. Good afternoon.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, can you hear me well, Pinky?
Yes,
Very good. Okay, so how's your day going, Pinky?
it's quite great and there's no problems in my day.
Oh, wow, that's really good because it's everything is going well with you. Okay, so anyway, without further ado, we're going to continue with part four. This is the last part of test three, listening test. After this one, we'll move on with test four, reading part one. Okay, so for each question, you're going to choose the correct answer. Are you ready, Pinky?
Yes,
Okay, here it is, Pinky.
Now look at part 4. For each question, choose the correct answer. Look at questions 20 to 25 now. You have 45 seconds. You will hear an interview with a man called James Sweeney, who works as a tree climbing instructor.
I'm talking to James Sweeney, who's a tree climbing instructor. He teaches people who want to learn for different reasons. How did you get interested in trees, James?
I grew up around trees because my mother was a garden designer. I often spent time in the gardens she worked on, although I wasn't allowed to go up the trees. What really got me into them was that Mom had a friend who was an arborist, someone who takes care of trees, and he offered me a job one summer.
And then you went on a course to learn to climb trees. How was that?
Well, I was expecting everyone in the class to be young and fit because I thought you needed to be strong to climb trees. In fact, there were middle-aged climbers, children, even old people. There was obviously special equipment to make climbing safe. We stayed in the trees for hours because it was so much fun.
And then you became a teacher of tree climbing yourself. What do you enjoy most about it?
It's great to be in the open, although not so much in the rain or when it's very hot. And I like working with people, particularly teaching those whose jobs involve having to go up trees, like scientists, for example. There aren't so many of them. Most people come because of happy memories of a childhood tree climbing experience.
You often travel around the USA too. Why?
I live and work in the northwest of this country, and no one wants to climb trees there in the winter. So I move around. I've climbed trees in every US state except Alaska, and in other countries. There's actually more interest in the subject abroad than here, though.
And you like sleeping in trees, I understand. Why's that?
It's such a great place to get views of the night sky. People say it must be uncomfortable, but you get used to it. It's not that bad, really. You can't wake up late in the trees, though. Even a tiny bird sounds very loud when it's only a few inches from your head.
You've climbed trees in rainforests too. How is that different?
The climbing's more challenging. Not because the trees are harder to climb, but because you have to move more slowly. It's an important environment, so you need to be careful not to damage it. There are insects living in the trees too. If you go fast, you attract them, and you're more likely to get bitten.
Thanks, James. I'll certainly...
Now listen again.
I'm talking to James Sweeney, who's a tree climbing instructor. He teaches people who want to learn for different reasons. How did you get interested in trees, James?
I grew up around trees because my mother was a garden designer. I often spent time in the gardens she worked on, although I wasn't allowed to go up the trees. What really got me into them was that Mom had a friend who was an arborist, someone who takes care of trees, and he offered me a job one summer.
And then you went on a course to learn to climb trees. How was that?
Well, I was expecting everyone in the class to be young and fit because I thought you needed to be strong to climb trees. In fact, there were middle-aged climbers, children, even old people. There was obviously special equipment to make climbing safe. We stayed in the trees for hours because it was so much fun.
And then you became a teacher of tree climbing yourself. What do you enjoy most about it?
It's great to be in the open, although not so much in the rain or when it's very hot. And I like working with people, particularly teaching those whose jobs involve having to go up trees, like scientists, for example. There aren't so many of them. Most people come because of happy memories of a childhood tree climbing experience.
You often travel around the USA too. Why?
I live and work in the northwest of this country, and no one wants to climb trees there in the winter. So I move around. I've climbed trees in every US state except Alaska, and in other countries. There's actually more interest in the subject abroad than here, though.
And you like sleeping in trees, I understand. Why's that?
It's such a great place to get views of the night sky. People say it must be uncomfortable, but you get used to it. It's not that bad, really. You can't wake up late in the trees, though. Even a tiny bird sounds very loud when it's only a few inches from your head.
You've climbed trees in rainforests too. How is that different?
The climbing's more challenging. Not because the trees are harder to climb, but because you have to move more slowly. It's an important environment, so you need to be careful not to damage it. There are insects living in the trees too. If you go fast, you attract them, and you're more likely to get bitten.
Thanks, James. I'll certainly...
All right. Thank you so much for listening to that one, Pinky. So, Pinky,
That is the end of part 4.
for number 1, all right, how did James become interested in trees?
Letter A.
Very good. He worked for someone who looked after trees. Okay, 21. What surprised James when he first learned to climb trees?
The wide range of people in the class.
That's right. Okay, number 22. What does James enjoy most about his teaching work?
Helping people who need the skill of their work.
Yes, it is very satisfying to see. Now, 23. James travels around the US a lot because
There isn't much work in his own area in winter.
all right. Thank you so much for that one. That's correct. What about number 4? Why does James like about sleeping in trees?
He can look at the stars.
Very good. When James climbs in the rainforest, he moves more slowly because
He has to protect the trees.
that's right. Wow, perfect for this one. Pinky, is this very easy for you?
Yes.
All right, don't worry because we're about to finish this test 3. So we'll move on with test 4. This is the last test of this Cambridge book. So this is reading. For each question, you choose the correct answer. So I want you to read each number first. So we have here from Anne to Eric.
Eric, the traffic's awful, but I'm Almost there. Luckily, I ordered the tickets online so we won't need to waste time queuing. Let me know where to find you when I get to the theater. Annie.
Very good. Okay, why is Anne texting? A, to ask Eric if he can do her a favor. B, to remind Eric about what they have agreed. Or C, to give Eric an update regarding their arrangement. A, B, or C.
C.
Yes, that's right. To give update regarding their arrangement. Okay, so what about number 2? Your turn.
Final year students. Ex-students from our course are coming here next week to talk to you about how to do well in your first job. Space for a maximum of 30 students. So sign up now.
Yeah, so what does this mean? A, students of any year group are able to come to the careers talk. B, students should go to the talk if they need help applying for a job. Or C, students must register quickly because places at the event are limited.
Letter C.
That's right, Pinky. Very good, Pinky. Now, what about number 3?
Recycling center users. Glass, plastic, and metal items must be cleaned before you bring them to the recycling center. Please place them in the correct recycling bin. The recycling center staff are there to help.
Yes, what does it mean? A, recycling center staff will clean items for recycling. B, certain items need to be washed before they are recycled. Or C, all items can be placed in the same recycling bin.
Certain items need to be washed before they are recycled.
That's right. Letter B. Okay. Now, what about number 4?
Nora, you know the silent disco we spoke about? You've got to wear the special headphones so you can hear the DJ. Besides you, who else should I get tickets for? They're running
Very,
out. Gabriel.
very good. So, what does it mean? A, Gabriel has got a ticket for Nora to go to the special dance event. B, Gabriel is informing Nora that she needs to remember to bring headphones. Or C, Gabriel wants Nora to suggest who may be interested in going to the disco.
Letter B.
Okay, thank you for that one, Pinky. So actually, it's letter C. Okay, so here, Gabriel did not inform Nora that she needs to remember to bring the headphones. It just says here, you've got to wear their special headphones. So whose headphones are these? That's gonna be the disco place. Okay, they already have headphones there for you to wear when you're entering their establishment. Okay, so the answer is letter C. Gabriel wants Nora to suggest who may be interested in going to the disco because he added here, who else should I get tickets for? Okay, so that's it. What about number 5?
If you need information about the ingredients in any of our dishes, please tell your waiter when you are choosing food from our menu.
Okay, what does it mean? A, our staff can let you know about what we've used to make our dishes. B, read the information on our menu if you need to avoid eating certain ingredients. Or C, tell your waiter if you'd prefer something different from what's on the menu. What's your answer?
Letter A.
Okay. Our staff can let you know about what we've used to make our dishes. Oh, thank you for that one, Pinky. Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's letter A. The main topic of this text. So for this, Pinky, well done. Not actually a bad score. So you've got 4 out of 5 for reading practice test 1, like the part 1. Okay, so let's move on with part 2. So here's the situation, Pinky. I'll just read this one. The people below all want to see a musical show at the theater. So when we say musical show, there are actions, dancing, story, and many beautiful music. Okay, on the opposite page, there are 8 reviews of shows. You decide which show would be the most suitable for the people below. Okay, now let's look at this one first. Okay, I want you to read the best musical shows in town. We have Glad.
Uh, Glad. Tell your story of a teenage girl whose dream of becoming a famous musician come true with the help of some special and amusing friends. Uh, the customers and songs are amazing, and although it's fiction, it has the feel of a Real life story is on for 1 week only on a temporary stage in a football stadium.
Very good. So thank you so much for reading, Pinky. Before we move on with B, which is Mary Wright, I want you to look at this one. How do you read this word, Pinky?
Costumes.
Okay, I want you to say costumes.
Costumes.
Okay, when you say customs, it's like this. The customs that the parcel have to go through before they arrive their final destination. Okay, the customs are actually at the airport checking what are you going to send to me. For example, if you're going to send me something because it's gonna be my wedding day, then the present that you're going to give me will undergo with the customs. The customs will be the one to check. Okay, so we have customs and costumes. All right.
Yes.
Very good. Costumes are a special clothing. Okay, what about beam? Oh, what are the keywords in here, Pinky?
A teenage girl who dreams of becoming a famous musician.
Okay, a famous girl. Like that. Okay, now what
Um,
about Mary Wright?
Mary Wright, the two well-known lead actors in this 16th century drama are surprisingly good dancers, and the music creates quite a scary atmosphere. The clothes by top designer Jean-Luc Phoebert are historically accurate and look absolutely wonderful.
Okay, so what are the keywords here, Pinky?
Good dancer, scary atmosphere.
Anything else?
Uh, uh I think that's all.
All right. How about the amazing Mr. Mason?
The amazing Meteor My Son. This unusual musical is based on a famous story written over 400 years ago. The hero falls in love with a princess who forced to move to another country. There's quite a lot of speaking for a musical, but the ending's a surprise pleasant.
All right. So what are the keywords here? Unusual musical. A story written over 400 years ago. The hero falls in love with a princess who's forced to move to another country. Okay. Now, what about letter D?
The End of Summer. You've probably read the novel which this musical comedy takes its stories from, but you don't recognize the songs as they was specially written for the show. Several songwriters were needed due to the wide variety of music the producers wanted. The stars who you probably recognize from TV are fantastic.
Yes. Okay, great. So, what are the keywords? Musical comedy.
Uh, Variety of music products, wide variety of music the producers wanted.
Let me see. Variety of music. Okay, great. How about keeping? Oh, four more. Keeping Time. Let me read it. Keeping Time is based on the real life story of the popular group Marcellus and includes their best work. We see how having members from three different continents allow them to create songs using music from each place. And usually, there's ballet in the show, but it goes surprisingly well with their music. So, what are the keywords? Keeping Time, based on the real life story. Okay. And includes their best work. We see how having members from different, okay, having members from three different continents. Okay, and there's a ballet in the show. So those are the keywords. What about no exit, Pinky? Your turn.
No Exit, with its use of film and advanced technology to make it seem like the characters appear in two places at once. The spectacular musical starts off as an old-fashioned ghost story, but quickly turns into a highly entertaining romantic comedy. The fact that it show is the show is performed in an old factory building only adds to the employment.
Great. So what are the keywords here?
Use of film and advanced technology.
Very good. Anything else?
Old-fashioned ghost story.
That's correct. Okay. So it is performed in an old factory building. Now we have the prince.
The Tiger Prince leaves his jungle home and comes to the city in his fabulous musical. The story isn't particularly original, but the computer-controlled light show goes perfectly with the amazing dance routines to make this a must-see show.
All right. So what are the keywords here?
Computer-controlled light.
Very good. Okay, then we
Amazing
have
dance routines.
great. Okay, so those and jungle home. Okay, leaves his jungle home. So the last one, we have the final whistle. If you're tired of serious dramas and dull love stories, why not give this a laugh a minute show a try? Wow. Okay, the true story of basketball player Andy Hammond is cleverly told. Despite being advertised as a musical show, it actually has very few songs. You love all the brilliant jokes and entertaining conversations. Okay, so in here, um, the final whistle keywords are laugh a minute show, true story. Okay, it's cleverly told, then it has very few songs. All right. So any question about this one, Pinky?
No.
Okay, so let's look at this one immediately. So we have Erica first. Could you please read Erica? Erica.
Erica wants Erica wants to see a show with music and which has famous actors in the lead roles. She'd like it to be based on a book and contain many different types of music.
All right. So what are the keywords? Famous
The keyword
actors.
uh different types of music.
That's right. Okay, famous actors based on a book and different types of music. So which one is it? Famous actors based on the book and different kind of music.
Letter D.
Let me see. Yes, takes from the story, but you won't recognize the song as they were mentioned for the show. The songwriters were needed to provide a variety of music. That's right. Okay, the stars who you'll probably recognize from this TV are fantastic. Very good. Okay, so that's letter D. What about number 7?
Uh, you learn more like to go to a show that's funny and is about a real person. He's looking for one with some music in it, but with more speaking than singing.
Then singing. So which ones are the keywords? Funny, real person, more
Uh,
speaking than singing.
yeah.
Okay, funny, real person, more speaking than singing. Which one is it?
Mm, letter C.
Letter C. The Amazing Mr. Massen. This unusual musical is based on a famous story written over 400 years ago. Falls in love. Oh, try again. So what are the keywords? Look. Okay, so we have funny one. Based on a real person story. More speaking than singing. So which one is it? This one is done. So we have letter E and F. Then G and H.
Letter E. E.
Letter E. Keeping time. Real life story. Very good. Okay, the group members includes their best work. We see how having members from different countries allow them to create songs using music. There's a ballet in this show, but it goes surprisingly well with their music. Let me see. Speaking then singing. Funny. Oh, try again, please. take note that this person likes funny, funny show, real life story. So those are the two
Letter
keywords. Letter A, like apple.
H.
That's right. Okay, laugh a minute and based on true story. Very few songs. Okay. And it has brilliant and entertaining conversations. Very good. Okay, what about number 8? Look and read, please.
Number 8. Neil Lamb wants to see a musical show which contains lots of special effects and would like to watch it in an unusual place. She'd like to see a love story.
Okay, so what are the keywords here, Pinky?
Lots of special effects.
Very good. What else?
Love story.
Love story. So lots of special effects and love story. Let's go for it.
Um, Teacher next. I think is letter C.
Letter C. Love story and what's the other one? Special effects. So look, this unusual musical is based on a famous story written over 400 years ago. The hero falls in love. I'll try again, please.
Next teacher next. Next.
What letter?
Letter G.
Letter G. Leaves his jungle. Computer controlled light. Okay. With the amazing dance routines to make this. Okay, yeah, it has computer controlled light, but it doesn't have a romantic story or like a love story. So try again, please. So we still have letter E, F, E, oh, F, F, A, and B. So which one? A and B, no love story, right? No, what's that? Like, there's no special effects. Okay, letter F, let's see. But its use of film and advanced technology to make it seem like the characters appeared in two places at once. Ah, so the answer is letter F, Pinky. Look, it used film and advanced technology. All right, so that means it uses lots of special effects. Then, look, this spectacular musical starts off as an old-fashioned ghost story but quickly turns into highly entertaining romantic comedy. So there's the word romantic that refers to the love story. All right. So this one is letter F. How about number 9? Look and read, Pinky.
Alma wants to go to a show that's a bit frightening. He'd like to see a story set in the past and realistic costumes from the period.
Yeah, so what are the keywords here?
Past and realistic costumes.
That's right. And a
A
bit
bit
frightening. Okay, a bit frightening, past and realistic costumes. So we have A, B, C, E, and G. So let's look at A first.
Uh, the answer is B.
Letter B. The two well-known lead actors in the 16th century dramas were surprisingly good dancer. The music creates quite scary, yes, scary atmosphere, very good. The clothes by top designer Jean-Luc Filbert are historically accurate and look absolutely wonderful. Wow, very good, Pinky. That's correct. Letter B. Okay, what about number 10?
Mira wants a show with dancing as well as songs by well-known musicians. She'd like the music to be in the range of styles from around the world.
Okay, so what are the keywords?
A show with dancing, well-known musicians, a range of
Anything?
styles from around the world.
Very good. Okay, so we have here dancing, famous musician, then different styles from around the world. So B is done. So we have A, C, E. Oh, that's done too. A, C, and G. Three more. Let's start from here.
A is wrong. I think the G is the answer. Is the answer.
G, let me see. Who leaves his jungle home, comes to the city in his 5 years musical. The story is in particular original, but the computer controlled light shows probably when everything that. Dance routines, yes, and a must-see show. Let's look again. Once a show with dancing, very good, as well as songs by well-known musicians. She'd like to be in a range styles from around the world. Oh, try again, Pinky, because there's only one keyword that matches. Try again, Pinky. So not letter G. Okay, so this is crossed out already. So what we have left? So we have letter C and letter A. So you only have two choices. So which one do you think?
Hmm, the letter C.
Letter C. Okay, The Amazing Mr. Masan. This unusual musical is based on a famous story written over hundreds. The hero falls in love with the princess and is forced to move to another country. Okay, not letter C. Number 10. Number 9 is letter B. Very good. Okay, hold on. I am so confused now. Like A, Glad tells the story of a teenage girl whose dreams of becoming a famous musician. Real life story. Oh, it's still not A. So what else do we have in here? So A, C. Do we have letter E yet or not yet?
Uh, letter E. I think no.
Okay, let's look at letter E. So what are we looking for? I forgot now. We have show with dancing. Well-known musicians. Look, is it here in letter E?
Uh,
Yes, that's right. Popular group Marcellus. Show with dancing. Okay, from 3 different continents. So this is letter E. Bonus for you, Pinky. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 5. Thank you so much for joining, Pinky. I hope you learned something. Bye bye, Pinky. See you next time.
goodbye, teacher.
Bye.